Okay. Okay. Hello, viewers. My name is Peter Polly, the host of this program. And today I have with me here King Francis Baine, who is a preacher in the United States in Maryland Church of Christ. And he has been doing wonders on Facebook and YouTube about baptism. When you watch the videos, you see how he's using it to impact a lot of people's life to be good Christians. Some people are even becoming Christians. Recently, we watched some of his videos, and Indian and some other places like Pakistan and Arab countries, they were even contacting him on how they will go about their baptism. And today we would like to have one-on-one interaction about baptism so that we will be able to convince a whole lot of people about water baptism. But before we proceed, we shall go for a short break and we will be right back. Okay, may I introduction be okay? Welcome. My name is Peter Polly, and God richly bless you. First, we would like to urge you to follow this page or share our video. And today, I have with me here King Francis Baine, preacher in the Maryland Church of Christ, residing in the United States of America, as well as a medical personnel. But the other profession, I will put it aside because we are going to deal with theology. And today, we are in here to have one-on-one interaction on baptism. He has been one of the greatest educators on baptism, and he has been influencing a whole lot of people to understand the concept of baptism. But we are focusing our attention on water baptism. He has some secrets he would like to reveal to us. But before we proceed, I will go for a short break and I will be right back. Welcome back, viewers. It's my pleasure to meet the audience as well as Brother Kim Baine. Please, nice to meet you, brother. I hope everything is okay.
My pleasure. Nice to meet you, my brother Peter Polly. It's nice having you.
All right. Same here. The audience would like to have a short introduction about yourself.
Yeah, my name
because
is
maybe what I said may not be
King
enough.
Francis Baine. I'm in the U.S.
Okay.
Maryland Church of
Okay.
Christ, Bowie. I'm a Bible scholar, and I do some videos and some Facebooks. Nice having me.
All right. All right. Nice having you too. And in order to not to waste time, we would like to ask some questions for you to help us understand baptism well.
You are welcome.
Please, we want to know the meaning of baptism aside probably the dictionary or the Bible generally. We want to get a general concept in the Bible. When we say baptism, can you please help us to understand the meaning of baptism?
Yeah, baptism means immersion. Immersion.
That means immersion.
Immersion. That's to dip.
Okay.
To dip, to go under the water. That's the meaning of baptism. Okay. The word baptism, right, if it were to be translated to the English, would be immersion or to dip. It was okay, a transliteration from the Greek word to the English word. That's why from baptizo to baptism. So that is why we have it like that. But the real meaning is immersion.
Oh, okay. So immersion, it means, what about if somebody use any other means to immerse somebody? Because it seems your focus is being water. But when I asked what is baptism, you said immersion. It means immersing somebody in liquid. But I want to ask, is it only in water, or we can use any other thing? Somebody can be somewhere and then pour a whole lot of sand on him.
When we talk about water baptism, we are talking about water baptism. So in water baptism, we mean immersion. Okay. We mean baptism is by immersion. But when baptism can be used figuratively, you see, like to be, if you are going through like suffering, like how Christ suffered, he said he's going to be baptized in the suffering. Okay, But when we talk about water baptism, we mean immersion, to dip, or yes, and that is the meaning of baptism in the Bible. It is a transliteration from the Greek word baptizo to the English word, which is baptism. But the real meaning from the biblical use of the word is immersion.
Oh, okay. And but this makes me to recall on something somebody told me. Someone from the Ivory Coast, Ivorian, came to Ghana one day, and I met him on evangelism. I asked him if he has been baptized. He said yes. I asked him the process, and he said they surrounded him with foodstuffs, banana, mango, apple, and then the whole congregation moved around him, and then as they moved around him, they would be singing. Then after they finished singing, then each and every member in the congregation took some of the food and ate. And when he stood up, he also took some of the food and he also ate it. And he said that then the preacher said that is baptism for him. He has been baptized into the church. I would like to know something about this too, because from the definition you are giving, it means baptism is immersion. So you immerse the person, you dip the person into water. But as related to what that guy told me, he has been baptized. He mentioned the name of the Lord. The church, they pray to God. They don't pray to anybody. What do you have to say about this baptism?
Okay, so that is a wrong baptism. Our teaching and our understanding should be based on the Bible. Okay, so when John the Baptist came, he started water baptism. Okay, in John chapter 3, verse 23. And he started water baptism. And the people were coming to him in the river Jordan, and he was immersing them. So an example will be the example of Jesus Christ. So Jesus Christ himself came to John the Baptist in Matthew chapter 3, verse 11. And they both went into the river, and John the Baptist baptized Christ. So you need water. You need water for baptism. Christ said, unless a man is born of water, okay, so you have to be born of water, not of food, just as you said. What they did there was food, but Christ said you have to be born of water. Okay, so you need water for baptism, and water that can immerse you, the water that is enough to immerse you. And then moreover, that is enough to immerse you. You don't need to go into a river in order for you to be baptized. Okay, you need to be immersed in water. It can be a swimming pool, because your baptism should represent the death, the burial, and the resurrection of Jesus Christ. So you have to go under the water. So any water that can immerse you will be enough for baptism.
All right. Okay, let me ask this question. We are going to deal with the health-wise. I have some health situation, and I have been advised not to go into water to be immersed. Maybe something may happen to me. And I heard about gospel, and I wanted to be baptized. But my health case, when they immerse me, I may suffer. So I don't want it to be happen like this. I suggest maybe I'll be sprinkled, and then or using any other means. And God knows my situation. What do you know about? What can you say about this too?
Yeah,
because we are dealing with health.
So in any study, there is some hypothetical questions that people brings about, to dodge the real meaning, or to argue about something. Okay, so baptism is immersion. Okay, and then when you go under the water, you don't stay under the water for long. Okay, you don't stay under the water for long. So when you go under the water, it is in the split of a second you come out. Okay, so that will not affect your head. You know, water is actually healthy. It's healthy. When you swim in water, it's a good exercise. When you go into the water, water has no effect on your body. You got me. So
Okay.
that will not be something that will prevent you from going under the water and coming out in a split of a second. It's not going to cause you to die.
For the sake of the audience, I just want to stress on this. I think you said it was hypothetical. It means that some people guess, they make those assumptions and scenarios, but when can't it happen? I think it can happen. All right,
Well,
you are a medical person, so tell us more.
Yeah,
I've forgotten.
that is why I said, if even it happens, you are going under the water in a split of a second, and that has nothing to do with either your breathing or your health. You understand? You are not going to stay under the water. Okay, so the right thing needs to be done. I see, and that is how it is. So there is no health problem that will say that you don't need to be in water. I haven't heard anything about that. Water is an element. It's an element that rather helps the body to become healthy. You use water to bath.
Really?
You use water to bath. You swim in the water. You feel more healthy. You understand? And our body is full of water. So it's actually, you cannot be allergic to water. Okay. So when we take you into the water and then we dip you in, it's in a split of a second. And that has nothing to do with your health.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. So I want to ask this question. So it means that that hypothetical question I asked, maybe people in assumption also do ask, has never happened before. It has never happened that somebody has been baptized into water because of his health and he died.
Once in anything, once in 1,000 or 1,000,000 times it can happen. Okay, but you have to do it in the right way, and that's what I'm saying. When they take you underwater for a second, when you are being protected, it has nothing to do with your body or your health.
All right. Now I want to ask this question. We are all Christians. Maybe Pentecostals will say they are Christians. Catholic, Church of Christ will say they are Christian. Methodists will say they are Christians. And let's say the Churches of Christ members have gone out to preach the gospel, and somebody is interested of joining the church, the lost church. And when the person came in, the person said he has been baptized, so he just want to join. Is it okay for the person to just join the church, or he still needs to be rebaptized? What do you have to say about this?
Okay, so you don't join the lost church. You don't join. It's the Lord who adds you to the church when you obey.
The Lord adds you to the church.
Yeah, but you don't join by your own will. You understand? You don't join. The Lord adds you to the church. Okay.
So if I may ask, members in the church, they were called out by Christ, right?
Yes. Yes.
So they didn't join with their own will.
No, they were called by Christ. That means you can't add yourself to the church. No. What you can do is that Christ, when you obey Christ's commandments by believing, repenting, and being baptized, you are automatically added to the church by Jesus Christ. You understand? Now, so from your question, there are different views about baptism. And someone said, I'm a Christian, but he has not had water baptism. Maybe he or she was sprinkled during his or her infancy. And such baptism is not the biblical baptism. So one, the formula has to be right. That is one. Formula of baptism, immersion has to be right. You understand? So if the person is poured water on the head, or they have sprinkled the person, And they say that is baptism. It's not biblical baptism. He needs to be baptized again. If your baptism was performed when you are an infant and you have not heard about the word of God, and then the decision was made by your father and your mother, and you have grown up now, okay, and now you know between right and wrong, you need to get the right baptism, okay?
Okay.
Now, the formula for baptism, when you are baptizing somebody, okay, so all this thing, you have to sit down with the person, you understand, who said he want to join, and find out the truth about what type of baptism the person is claiming he or she has been what? Baptized. Okay. Now, in baptism, we dip you once and we bring you once from the water. Okay. So if they have dipped you one in the name of the Father, two in the name of the Son, three in the name of the Holy Spirit, is a misrepresentation of the death of Christ. So the formula there is also not right. Okay, because your baptism should represent the death and the burial of Jesus Christ. And therefore,
can you help us with the Bible proof? Because some people are so many people are serious about this.
Okay,
so they get baptized three dimensions.
Romans chapter 6.
Okay, Romans chapter 6. Okay.
Verse 3 to verse 7. He said, we are buried with him in baptism. Okay. Okay. We are buried with him in baptism. So just as Christ rose up from the dead, so we also rise up in newness of life. Okay. So your baptism and the death of Christ must go together. Okay. So Christ died and he resurrected once. So you must also die and you should resurrect what? Once. Christ didn't die, resurrect, and died again, and resurrect, and die again, and resurrect, make it 3 times. No. So it's once. That should be the formula. The other thing is when the formula is right, the candidate is right, you understand? And then the purpose of the baptism must also be right. Okay.
So can you tell us about the purpose?
Yeah, I want to tell you the purpose. Some people have the right formula. That means that they take you to the water and then they immerse you. But they are baptizing you not for the remission of sin. Okay. They are baptizing you not for the remission of sin, because their doctrine, says that baptism is not for the remission of what? Sin. Okay. We can cite some examples like the Jehovah Witness, the Baptists, and other groups. Okay. So here, so what you heard before you were baptized has effect on your baptism. Okay. Because if I'm being baptized and I've been told that it's not for the remission of sin, first of all, I've had the wrong purpose. And therefore, if you come and prove to me that baptism is for the remission of sin, and therefore you need to be baptized for the right purpose, you have done a good job. And with a good heart, I need to obey you so that I get the right one, baptism. So there's a lot of scenario that people will say they have been baptized, that you need to interview them to find out that they have received the right what? Baptism. Before you can say that, well, they have received the right baptism, therefore they don't need any other what? Baptism. I hope I've helped you on that purpose a little bit.
Yeah. Let me ask this question also, because there are certain things out there so many people are confused about. And one of it is, let's say I had the right motive for the baptism, and I was baptized into water once, not into 3 times. And my motive was looking for the right church, maybe the lost church, but I was convinced to join any other denomination. But with the motive and the intention was for salvation, and I got baptized. And later on, I found out that the process of which I used for the baptism was okay. Everything was good. Just that somebody misled me into different denomination, but I've been baptized. So getting into being added into the lost church, do I still need baptism? Because sometimes a lot of people are confused about that. I know I'm asking you this question because of the audience. There are some other denominations that are watching.
Yes.
And they have this problems. Many of them, they have good intentions. They have been baptized. They were rightly baptized, but now they've heard of the Lord's church and they do not want to baptize again because they see that, oh, they were saved, just that they were not added to the right church. So they should be added. The church should allow them, not because they should re-baptize. Do you have something to say about this?
Okay. So if I will understand you, you said they have the right baptism.
They had the right baptism.
The formula is good. The purpose is good.
Yes.
The candidate is good. Okay. So in these instances, the Bible says that when you were baptized into the lost what? Church. Okay.
Okay.
You were baptized into the lost what? Church. But here they were baptized into what? A denomination. You got me? They were baptized into a denomination, okay, which is not the lost what? Church. So the challenge now is to have patience with such a person and to have more studies with that person to explain more on that issue. You understand?
Okay.
Yeah. But to stand